So welcome everybody. My name is Rachel Garcia. I'm coming to you live from my home office in Jacksonville, Florida. And we have some great stories that we're going to be sharing with you tonight. They're real stories. They're real people who've had real experiences. And I'm excited for you guys to hear. Now, the first person that I pull up, I'm hoping that it's the right person and not the wrong person. We're going to see here, but we have a lineup of a number of testimonies tonight. And so the first one is my friend Will Parker, who is from, where are you from, Will? Montana. I should know. I've stayed at his house multiple times. I'm trying to figure out how to get the other picture off the screen. And you guys are going to love his story. It's a life-changing testimony. And I told someone who told someone who told someone who told someone who told Will. And now I've stayed at his house and we've gone to Bora, but he and his wife and my husband and I have gone to Bora Bora. We're going to Italy together, right? In the spring of next year. And so you guys have I'm excited for you to hear his story. So I'm going to ask you to unmute here, Will, and then you can take it away, my friend.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, Pure has been life-changing for me and my wife, Susan. The first time I ever took the products, I began to feel them in my body within hours. And I felt like Superman the first time after I took them. I still feel great. I feel like I did in my 30s. I'm nearly 53 years old. I'm a professional trainer. And 2 years ago, I completed an intense 11-day training with men half my age. And I could easily keep up with them. Some of the personal product testimonies that I experienced, I used to have high cholesterol and now I'm off my medication. I'm off all medication. I take zero medication from now on. And that's been that way for several years. My joints were painful for many, many years. And now my joints, they don't ache anymore. Energy, I have plenty of energy when previously I didn't. I would fall out early in the day and I had a really difficult time focusing on my tasks. And now I don't have a problem focusing. Insomnia plagued me for literally decades. And now I fall asleep sometimes within like 3 to 5 seconds. And when I roll over, I'm asleep. And I love that. I sleep like a rock. If I wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, I fall right back asleep, which is great. For the last 10 years or many years, the last several years of my military career, I struggled losing weight. My metabolism changed, my life changed, everything changed when I turned 38. I couldn't get those 20 to 30 pounds off that I had gained. They just fell off for me within about 6 months after consuming the products. I used to have horrible constipation issues, days, week plus, and now that's over and done with, which is very beneficial, as we know. I took no pain medication when I had shoulder surgery. I had a detached bicep tendon and an AC separation in my shoulder. I didn't take one pain pill. I took Pure up until my surgery and as soon as I was done. So those are my personal product testimonies. I've traveled the world, but now Susan and I have an opportunity to earn vacations. And we don't take the time to travel on vacations together outside of Pure. All our travel is from earning vacations. We've traveled to Florida several times, Atlanta, Mexico, Bora Bora. We've also earned Italy, which we're looking forward to going on. We also earned the Amelia Island trip, and Susan is taking one of our potential IBOs on this trip in a couple of months, which is great. We didn't decide to work the business until we'd been involved for about a year, and then we realized that we wanted to help others and live a healthier, more quality of life, and possibly create an additional stream of income as we have. We're entrepreneurs, and helping other people is what it's all about. Thank you, Rachel.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Will. And thank you for opening your home to me every time that I come up there. I know their dogs well. And the very first time I ever went to Montana, it was to visit Will and Susan. And again, I didn't know them 5 years ago. I told someone about this, and they told someone who told someone who told someone. And really, my purpose here, my goal here is to help those who are passionate about what we're sharing with you tonight get the word out, to do my very best to help you get the information out. So you don't have to say a lot. But if you have a story and if your life has been changed, watch out. I may ask you to come on and share your story, as I've asked these wonderful people tonight. And so the next person you're going to hear from is Dr. Lola. She lives in Memphis, Tennessee. I have not yet been able to get to see her, but I'm telling you, it is on my calendar. I'm planning to get there in March. She is already preparing for that. And I can't wait for you to hear her story. And Lola, I would love for you to share a little bit about your background and what you do in conjunction with why you've decided that you want to share this with others.
Okay. Thank you, Rachel, for giving me the opportunity to share my story. Thank you for what you do for us. My name is Dr. Lola Adebanjo. I live here in Memphis, Tennessee. My husband and I have an internal medicine-based practice. I have doctorate in nursing practice, and I've been practicing for more than 12, 15 years now. And when I first got introduced to Pure the first time, I thought I was busy, so I didn't take it seriously. I thought, oh no, I can take any other thing on my plate. I'm already busy. Big mistake, don't do it. So thank God I got a second chance. A friend of mine was talking to me about functional medicine and how Pure products are natural, plant-based products that can help joint pains and all that. And at that point, I was struggling with a back pain, and I couldn't take any strong pain medication. It just makes me throw up and throw up. Even when I had a major surgery, gallbladder removed, I couldn't take pain medication. I was on Tylenol. So for this back pain, hip pain, joint pain, I had to be taking Tylenol most of the time. So I thought, okay, let me try these Pure products. Give me the biggest pack. So I jump in August 2020 with the biggest pack. I didn't want to miss anything. I want to have everything that Pure has to offer. Within few days, my energy level increased. I moved from somebody that come from work and just sit on the couch, tired, exhausted, to bumping up and down and doing things like, I thought, wow, my energy level. And then gradually the back pain was gone. I was consuming this product. My husband saw the difference. I was like, wow, this thing truly works. So physically, I got energy. I got back pain gone, joint pain gone. I lost 20 pounds in weight. So he said, oh, let me take this thing that you are taking. He started taking it. The whole family takes it. So we saw our health improved. And with few friends that I've shared it with, they saw their weight reduce, increase. In terms of finances, I got money back from compensation. I got a $500 gift card just by sharing it with people. I got a Samsonite 3 pieces luggage one, and then Amelia island trip, all expenses paid. I thought, wow, this is real. And I love it. I'm so passionate with it. With the plant-based product, you can't go wrong. So for anyone looking at this, I would clearly encourage you. Don't stand in the fence. Be open-minded and join. It's truly transforming. It is amazing. And if you want your life changed for good, for better, this is it. I love it. And I'm in it. I cannot stop telling people about it. I'm 54 years old. I feel like I'm 30 years old again. Thank you once again for allowing me to share my story.
Thank you, Dr. Lola, for all that you've done and that you're sharing it with others. You guys, I talk to medical providers every day, and you know, there's a lot of different opinions about what's out there in regards to natural supplementation. And unfortunately, a lot of things out there aren't great. And so when we pull and have medical physicians, nurse practitioners, PAs, educating and sharing this with their patients, that speaks volumes. So thank you for being a part of our team and being willing to share your testimony tonight. You guys, next I'm going to bring up my friend, Joe Shepard, who lives up in New Jersey, and his testimony is phenomenal. I'm so excited for you all to be able to hear what he has to share with us tonight. So Joe, I've just tried to unmute you. You might need to unmute yourself, and off you go.
Hello, Rachel. Thanks for the invite here. And yes, it is exciting. I've been sitting and trying to come up with, you know, thoughts on how my life changed with Pure. And I can almost say, you know, I can go back 13 years where I've been in recovery from drugs and alcohol for 13 years and really work my program. And that's what I've learned. That was the most important thing that I've learned, is that I've got to work the program every single day. That has kept me well for all this time. And in 2018, I had a knee operation, and all this kind of changed my life. I was 210 pounds. I was the highest weight I ever was. And of course, the lazy me, you know, I'm a hard worker, up early and always moving, but the exercise, everything was off to the side. For 2 weeks before the knee operation, I rode bikes, I mean, just over the top, and really worked myself. Right after I had my operation, I met Lynn Suey. I had heard about her, and I heard about, you know, what she did, and Pure, this plant-based diet. And I really didn't eat right before, and just in a very simple change, and that was introducing myself to these products, my life changed. I was down, so I was there was no question taking these products at the time that I was doing it, all the superfruits and everything else. I was regimented. I stuck with it. I actually ate right. I wasn't going and eating cheesesteaks and things. I learned that you could have salad and things. And remarkably, you know, it couldn't have been, you know, within a month, I had lost all this weight that I had, down to 30 pounds, down to 185. I wasn't on when people saw me, they said, you know, what diet are you on? And there was zero diet. And it was remarkable. And I've held that ever since 2018. At that point, I felt better. I slept better, you know, just zooming in from that. And which again, I got to, you know, really grateful to be able to go down to Dallas and actually feel and sense that actually it isn't just as much the products, but listening to the people up on stage and things, which really got me thinking. And when we zoom ahead to 2020 down to St. Augustine, something remarkable happened. Now, when I said I got into recovery, January 15, 2008, my life changed. But 2 years before that, I started taking an antidepressant and an antipsychotic for sleep. And when I came out of rehab, you know, they said, oh, you got to stay on it. Now, before I went into rehab, I was on blood pressure medicines. I was probably 8 or 9 different medications. I made it a goal to get off those. The only 2 that I didn't, because I was scared. Every time I go to the doctor, he'd say no. And they cut it down to the lowest dose, but every time I tell him I want to be off them. I'm 66 years old. I don't want to be on medication. He said, how do you feel? I go, I feel great. He said, then you don't change. I changed down in St. Augustine when I sat with you and talked to you about this and talked about Go Yin. And once again, I had forgotten my medication. The first time in 15 years, I misplaced them, and I was petrified. Number one, I don't think I wouldn't sleep. And number 2, I can't not have this thing. I wrote an email to the doctor and said, I've left my medication home. I'm, you know, down in St. Augustine, and I'm at a Pure event. And just from a brief conversation with you, I stopped them both. His email back the next day was, I highly recommend that I call down and get your prescriptions called in down there to the pharmacy. And I opted not to. And I'm going to tell you, and everybody, with absolute fact, that I have not had a peak or a valley. I have not had anything in my being of depression. I have not felt better in my life since St. Augustine, and it just kept on getting better. And once again, just by doubling my sulfur and doing my Go Yin and my Goji in the morning, doing the same at nighttime, it has just completely changed me. I had a little hand operation, and I went in and they had me talk about my medications, and I said, I have none. She said, sir, you're 66 years old. You have to be on medications. I'm on 0 medications. But I'm so happy to be here to share that with you guys. It was, it's life-changing to me, and I love it. So thanks.
Thank you so much, Joe, for taking time out of your busy schedule. Joe is a very, very busy real estate agent. As we all know, real estate is exploding right now, especially at the beach in New Jersey, which is where he lives. So to get him to come on and share his story is really a treat. So thank you, Joe. And I definitely want to preface and say, I do not recommend stopping antidepressants and antipsychotics without talking to your doctor or doing it on your own. That is not something that we recommend here. I will tell you that I checked in with Joe probably weekly for a couple of weeks afterwards. And how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? And you heard him. I've never been better. I feel amazing. And so what a tremendous testimony that is. Is it normal to be 66 years old and on 4 to 5 prescription medications? Unfortunately, in our country it is, but it doesn't have to be that way. And that's what we're trying to share with you tonight. So our last speakers tonight are Bob and Maria Macy. I had them switch around nights, so thank you guys so much for being willing to jump on this evening. I'm hoping that we can see you here in just a minute, and their story and their physical transformation is really almost unbelievable. So Bob and Maria, how are you guys? And I'm going to let you share your story.
We're doing good.
We're good. We're good. Sorry, we got kicked out like twice. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope we don't get kicked out again. So can you hear us okay and see us okay?
We can hear you. I can tell your internet is not great. So hopefully we can hear and see you well. And if not, we'll cut it and go another time. But go ahead and go for it, guys.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. We're going to let Bob go first today.
All right. How you doing? First of all, I'm not a speaker, but I will tell you, we started a year ago, and I've lost well over 50 pounds. I'm off all my blood pressure medicine, triglyceride medicine, cholesterol medicine, everything. I'm off antidepressants, arthritis medicine. I lost, like I said, over 50, close to 60 pounds. I can play with my grandkids that are 2 to 13, and we're just having a blast. As you can see, I'm in bigger clothes. So that's all I've got to say.
And as for me, I have props. So this is my before picture. And I have also lost weight. We started, I was introduced to Pure in January of last year by a friend, 57 years old, in a lot of pain from arthritis, herniated discs in my neck, arthritis in my knees. I had gastroesophageal reflux for over 30 years, a lot of pain from that. Actually, I had 2 steroid injections in my neck that really weren't doing anything, was probably on my way to a third. So we jumped in with everything. We figured we had nothing to lose. And if listening to the presentation, I thought if half the things are true that Rachel is saying, it's going to be a miracle. So in February, we jumped in with everything, started using everything, lost tons of weight in February of last year. We were about 5 days in and both looked at each other and went, do you feel different? Because I feel different. And Bob's like, yeah, I feel different too. So we've continued with the products. I think we've both together lost probably close to 80 pounds together. Total, I am off all of these medications. Wow. I just keep it as a prop. And I like the visual that I'm not taking these anymore. And that's the biggest thing to me. I can pick up my grandkids. I'm not crying in pain at night like I was. I can run and play with them. I'm not out of breath. I'm no longer on gastroesophageal reflux medication that I took for over 30 years that my GI doctor wanted me off of. I go back in March. I can't wait to tell her that I'm no longer on any of it. So that's going to be exciting to see what she has to say.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Maria, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for taking time out, both of you, and sharing tonight. Bob, you don't have to be a great speaker to share your story. So thanks for jumping on tonight. And just so you guys know, these two are very good dancers and they love a costume party, which we have a lot of fun doing those things here with our team.
Yes,
and
we do.
we will be seeing them very soon as we have another event coming up. You heard Joe sharing about when he came to Dallas and when he went to where were we? St. Augustine. These were events that are run, that we run to kind of bring people together to help educate people on the products and the business and what we have. And so what I'm going to do right now is share my screen and briefly, I know those of you that are watching that are guests are probably like, what is this? What are they talking about? Maybe you want to know more, maybe you don't. But if you're still on, you probably want to know a little bit more. So I'm going to do my best to give you a little bit of information on what we're sharing with you tonight. And so the name of the company that offers these health and wellness products, which is really whole raw food nutrition, is called Pure. And my husband and I first got involved way back in 2008. Joe said the date of 2008, and I thought, my gosh, that was the year my life changed as well. As you can tell, I also was struggling with weight. I had 2 small children, and 3 months after getting started on Pure, bam, I'd lost 35 pounds. My bowel issues were gone. My 3-year-old's bowel issues were totally gone. He used to poop once a week, you guys. He would bleed, he would cry. We were told to put him on Miralax. I'm a physician assistant. I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences, and this time in my life, I was seeing 50 to 70 patients a day, writing 200 prescriptions a day and cutting cancers out of people all week long. I knew how bad Miralax was for my son, so I refused to put him on it. 3 months later, he's pooping normally every day, no problems. My severely autistic nephew went from being totally nonverbal to speaking in that 3-month time period. But the real transformation, or one of the biggest transformations in my life, was my husband. He went from a physical transformation, as you can see here, but the mental transformation was what was really huge. Like Joe was just sharing, Javier struggled with severe depression, and I was strongly encouraged to put him on antidepressants. As a healthcare provider, that was not a road that I wanted to start him on. And so we just dealt with the scary and the ups and the downs of the depression. 3 months later, when there were no more lows and it was even, I was ecstatic. This was life-changing for me as a woman who'd been married for 10 years and had 2 small children. It is difficult. If you know someone in your life who struggles with depression, it is not an easy walk for that person. It is not an easy walk for the people who love them. This was life-changing for our family. And I began to do research because, as I said, I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences. It means I know how to do research. And I became, beyond a shadow of a doubt, a believer that what we have here is different from what you can find anywhere else. As you can see, this picture here is of us, those little babies that were on my hip in the other picture. They are 10, 15 years in the future. We've still kept the weight off and our lives have been totally transformed. And so I want you to know the reason these products are like nothing else out there is because they go after, they target these 3 areas of life that I believe with all of my heart now that the average person who's struggling with disease or infection of any kind, it's a result of these 3 things. They're toxic, they're out of balance, and they're undernourished. And we tackle every single one of these areas with our Pure system. Are you toxic? Yes, you're consuming pesticides, herbicides, fungicides every day. There's pollution in the air, in the water bottles, in the saran wrap, and the Tupperware containers we've been putting our food in. We're not getting enough sleep. We're on the phones too much. We're sitting too much. We're sedentary. We're not getting enough exercise. And lastly, we are severely undernourished, friends. The agricultural studies have shown the foods that are growing now aren't even close to the same, are not producing, the soils now are not producing foods that have even close to the same amount of vitamins and minerals and nutrition as the foods that our grandparents were eating. So we have to supplement. Those people say, oh, I can just eat organic food. No, you cannot get the same amount of nutrition in the food now that our grandparents got. We have to supplement. The problem is most of the supplementation out there, number one, hasn't been tested. It's not third-party verified. It's just a company trying to make a quick buck. And therefore there's lots of people with lots of different supplementation and things in their cabinets, greens and calcium and omega-3s. It was me, by the way, and you're taking it and you're seeing no results. The reason this works is because what we're sharing with you today is based on a 3-tiered pillar of health. Cleanse your body of the toxins, balance out your pH, your hormone levels, your sleep, and build your cells up with good nutrition so your body can work the way it was meant to work. Some people try to just build up their cells. They try to pour plant-based nutrition in, but they're not cleansing out their 7 eliminatory organs that are backed up with sludge and junk in a cesspool of toxicity from all you've been consuming in your lack of exercise for the last however many decades. You've got to cleanse, balance, and build. And that is why this works so beautifully. The trigger for me was hearing that this system was used and taught in a clinical practice for 30 years with patients before they brought it to the public. The results were so good, there was a 3-year waiting list for people to get on this system. And that's when they decided to start this company. We have a lot of products in this company, over 55. We have a sports line. We have these amazing wildly harvested superfruits. We have an immune boosting package. But I, as a healthcare provider, like to focus on the Core Plus because I have found that when people consume these products every day for 28 days, 6 things happen. Doesn't happen for everyone, but it happens for a lot of them. Better sleep, more energy, better bowel habits, weight loss, better mood, and less pain. Those 6 things are enough that the average person notices a difference within 28 days. And as a result of that, we have a 93% repurchase rate. I know you want me to dive into each of these products. I don't have time right now. I'm going to tell you we have multiple cleansers in this package. We have cleansers that cleanse the 7 channels that we eliminate through our lungs, our liver, our skin, our lymphatic system, kidneys, blood, and intestines are all massive eliminators of the toxins that unfortunately are accumulating in our body every day. We have balancers like Goyen that balances the mood, balances the pH. If you struggle with rage, if you struggle with anger, if you struggle with PMS, if you struggle with gout, if you struggle with mood or anxiety or depression, Goyen may be your best friend. And then we have building products like our Mila, which is a plant-based form of omega-3s, the best that I have ever found. Our calcium, magnesium, vitamin K, vitamin D mixture, again, plant-based, huge for insomnia, migraines, restless leg syndrome, reflux, and our organic sulfur, which is a mineral that's missing from our food supply, yet our grandparents got it every single day, huge for decreasing inflammation of every kind. So with the omega-3, calcium, antioxidant mixture of all of these products, we see massive changes. Most of the time when someone consumes them for 28 days, we have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee with these products, any product you purchase from Pure. So you really cannot go wrong. I'm going to tell you the reason this is different is because it's health from the inside out. We're just giving the body what it needs to heal itself. There's no cures from Pure. It's food. Genesis 1:29 tells us all we need is food from the ground. It's just food giving you what you need. What is Pure? You guys, it's an online health and wellness company. All of us are buying online now, but these are products you can trust. We have third-party testing and validation. Many of our products are listed in the physician's desk reference. That's what I use to write prescriptions for a very long time. And the products are harvested and gathered from all over the world, but then brought into the FDA registered facilities that we have, where they're then packaged and sent out to the consumer. So most of us are purchasing online right now. This is rather than you going to the health food store and scratching your head and asking the 18-year-old behind the counter what he recommends for high blood pressure that's natural. He makes minimum wage. Don't ask him. It's everything you need. And think of who invited you to look at this. They're inviting you to look at this because they have a story of their own. Get back to them. Ask them what their story is. The person who invited me to look at this didn't have a story, but I knew the importance of health and nutrition. I knew the importance of cleansing the toxins out and getting alkaline. And when I heard this company's message, I knew it was true. I said, give me everything they've got. I want all of it. And 3 months later, we had massive results. I know we're speaking fast tonight. Go to purelifechangers.com to get more information. You can hear more stories. You can hear more information about the products. You can hear our wellness advisory board, the medical physicians with our wellness advisory panel educating on the products. And you guys, you can go shopping today. Go to livepure.com. Literally start shopping. Grab the Core Plus pack. What do you have to lose? Are you struggling with any of those 6 things I listed off? 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you need to lose weight, and you know that you drink too much and you eat too much and you need a regimented plan, look at our detox pack. If you're terrified of a virus that's lurking around out there, look at our immune boosting package that's actually on sale right now. Our superfruits, our sports line. You cannot go wrong with any of those things. You heard a few people tonight mentioning free trips, free luggage, as well as additional paychecks. Listen, financial stress causes a lot of health issues. I'm giving you a way. And I'm telling you right now that you can get out of the financial problems that you're in with Pure. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. Many people feel that they need to believe in the products first before they begin to share. Others say, no, I've been looking for something. The person who invited me, I'm very interested. Let me hear their story. Maybe you have some questions. You want them to connect you with somebody so you can get your questions answered. Do that, friends. My husband and I now make more in a week than we used to make in a month. I'm a physician assistant. My husband's a general contractor. We make more in a week with Pure, working this very part-time than the two of us used to make in a month. And I worked 12-hour days before. So did he. That speaks volumes. You don't have to have a PhD. You don't have to have a medical degree. You don't have to have even gone to college to be able to share a video with others. So I encourage you to get back to the person who invited you. Let them know what you thought. Let them know what you were most interested in. What caught your attention about this? If it's not for you, it's not for you. We're not car salespeople. We're not going to talk you into something that's not for you. But I want to encourage you, do research. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. This could be the night that your life changes forever because of what your friend shared with you. Take care, everybody, and God bless. Bye-bye.